make research to find out the absolute truth, then you will have vague idea, impersonal idea. And if you become a meditator, then you will find that God is situated within your heart. Dhyanavastita tadgatena manasa pasyanti jam yogina. The yogis, the real yogis, they, by meditation, they see Vishnu Murti within the heart. And those are devotees, they meet the Supreme Person face to face. It's like we are meeting face to face. Talk face to face. And serve directly. The Supreme Personality of Godhead orders that you supply me this, and he supplies. That is the difference. So, Samoham Sarvabhutesi, he is equal to everyone. Now it is up to you to understand him according to your capacity. So Kunti also says the same thing in this verse. Samam charantam sarvatra. Samam charantam. Charantam means moving. He's moving everywhere, outside, inside. Simply, we have to make our eyes clear to see him. That is devotional service. To make our senses purified, to perceive the presence of God. God is present everywhere. Antar bahi. Antar means within, and bahi means without. Those who are less intelligent, they simply try to find out God within. And those who are advanced in intelligence, they can see within and without. That is the difference. Meditation is meant for the less intelligent class of men. Meditation means you have to control the senses. Yoga practice means yoga indriya samyam. Our senses are very restless. By yoga practice, by practicing different asana, so mind is controlled. The senses are controlled. Then we can concentrate upon the form of Vishnu within our heart. That is yoga system. Or those who are too much in bodily concept of life, for them the yoga system is recommended. Practicing the bodily exercise and find out the Supreme Lord within the heart. But bhaktas, those are devotees, they are still more advanced. They don't require to control their senses separately, because to be engaged in devotional service means controlling the senses. Suppose you are engaged in worshipping the deity, in cleansing the room, in decorating the deity, in making foodstuff for deity, everything nicely. So your senses are already engaged. So where is the chance of your senses being diverted? Your senses are already controlled. Because my senses, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktirichyate. Bhakti means simply to engage the senses in the service of this master of the senses. Rishikesh means master of the senses. And Rishik means senses. So now our senses are engaged for sense gratification. Sarvapadhi, the upadhi yukta. So I am this body, so I must satisfy my senses. This is the contaminated stage of life. But when one comes to the understanding that I am not this body, I am spirit, soul, part and parcel of God, so my senses, spiritual senses, should be engaged in the service of the Supreme Spiritual Being. That is one. That is mukti. Mukti means hitva unnatha rupam. When we are conditioned, we give up our original constitution position. Our original constitution position is, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jiver Sarup Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. Our original constitutional position is that we are eternal servant of Krishna. So as soon as we employ ourselves in the service of the Lord, immediately we become liberated. Immediately. There is no question of passing through some process. This very process to engage oneself, engage one's senses in the service of the Lord means he is liberated. So this liberation is open for everyone. Samam charantam. Krishna does not say that you come to me, you become liberated. No, he is open for everyone. He says, Sarvadharman parittajamamikam saranam vraja. He speaks to everyone, not that he is speaking to Arjuna only. He is speaking to everyone. Bhagavad Gita is spoken not only for Arjuna. Arjuna is just like the target. But it is spoken for everyone, for all human beings. So one has to take advantage. Samang charantam is not partial, that you become just like the sunshine. The sunshine is not partial, that here is a poor man, here is a low-class man, here is a hawk, I shall not distribute my shining there. No, sun is equal. One has to take advantage of it. The sunshine is there open. But if you close your door, if you want to keep yourself in airtight darkness, that is your business. Similarly, Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is for everyone. Krishna is ready to accept you as soon as you surrender. Samang chantam, there is no restriction. Krishna says, Man hi partha vapasritya jeepishu papajuna. They make distinction that this is lower class, this is higher class. So Krishna says even lower class, so-called lower class, it doesn't matter. If he takes to me, then he is also eligible to come back to home, back to God. Samang charantam. And he is the eternal time. Everything is going on within the time. The time, our time calculation is past, present and future. This is relative. The other day we were discussing. This past, present, future is relative term. For a small insect, the past, present and future is different from my past, present and future. Relative term. Similarly, Brahma's past, present and future is different from my past, present and future. But Krishna has no past, present and future. Therefore he is eternal. We have got past, present and future because we change this body. Now we have got this body It has got a date. In such and such date, I was born by my father and mother. Now, this body will stay for some time. It will grow. It will produce some byproduct. Then it will become old. Then dwindle. Then finish. No more this body. You accept another body. This body is finished. The history of this body, past, present, future, finished. You accept another body, again your past, present, future begins. But Krishna has no past, present, future because he does not change his body. That is the difference between ourselves and Krishna. Just as Krishna spoke to Arjuna that in the past I spoke to the sun god about this philosophy, Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna could not believe it. Arjuna knew everything, but for our education he put this question that Krishna, we are contemporary, we are born practically in the same period. How can I believe that you spoke this philosophy to the sun god? And the reply was that, my dear Arjuna, you are also present there, but you have forgotten. I have not forgotten. There is difference. Past, present, future for persons who forget. But who does not forget, who remains eternally, there is no past, present, future. Therefore, Kunti is addressing Krishna as eternal. Mannetam kalam. And because he is eternal, Ishanam, he is full controller. Kunti says, Manne, I think, by the behavior of Krishna, she could understand that Krishna is eternal. Krishna is the supreme controller. Anadi nidhanam. Anadi nidhanam. There is no beginning, there is no end. Therefore, Vibhum. Vibhum means the supreme, the greatest. Vibhum. We are Anu. We are the smallest. And Krishna is the biggest. Krishna is also, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, therefore Krishna is both the smallest and the biggest. We are simply smallest. But Krishna is both. Krishna, Vibhu, greatest means all-inclusive. In the great, if you have got a big bag, you can hold so many things. In small bag, you cannot do that. So Krishna is Vibhu. He includes the time, past, present, future. He includes everything. And he is everywhere. That is Vibhu. Vibhu, all pervading. Krishna is everywhere. Annantarasthang paramanuchayantarasthang. In the Brahma Samhita it is said that Krishna, because without Krishna the matter cannot develop. The scientists, the atheist scientists, they say that life comes out of matter. That is nonsense. No. Matter is one energy of Krishna and spirit is another energy. The spirit is superior energy and the matter is inferior energy. The matter develops when there is superior energy. Just like this country, America, the same America was 200 years ago, 300 years ago, the land. But it was not developed. But because some superior living entities from Europe came here, Now America is so much developed. Therefore, the cause of development is the superior energy. The inferior energy, there are so many vacant land lying still, just like in Africa, Austria. They are called undeveloped. Why undeveloped? Because the superior energy, living entity, has not touched it. As soon as the superior energy, living entity, will touch it, the same land will develop so many factories, houses, cities, roads, cars, everything, as we can develop. Therefore, the conclusion is that the matter cannot develop out of itself. No, that is not possible. The superior energy must touch it. Then it will be acting. There are so many machines. That is matter, inferior energy. Unless an operator comes to touch the machine, it will not act. First class motor car, very costly motor car, machine, but unless a driver comes, it will stand for millions of years there. There is no use. This common sense is lacking. The matter cannot work independently unless the superior energy, living entity, touches it. It is common sense. So how these rascal scientists say that life develops from matter? No. How it can be concluded? There is no such instances. They falsely say they do not have sufficient knowledge. So these universes, they have also developed on account of Krishna's presence. Therefore, Brahma Samhita says, Annantarasthang Paramanuchayantar. They're studying now atoms. So many things are going on. Electrons, protons. Why? Because the Krishna is there. This is really science. So Krishna has no past, present, future. He is eternal time. He has no beginning. He has no end. And he is equal to everyone. Samang Charantam, simply we have to prepare ourselves to see Krishna, to understand Krishna. That is the business of Krishna consciousness. Thank you.
Misleading. No. Never. Yasya. Is. Kashchit. Anyone. Dvaita. Object of specific favor. Asti. There is. Karhichit. Anywhere. Dvesha. Object of envy. Cha. And. Yasmin. Unto him. Vishama. Partiality. Matihi. Conception. Nirna. Of the people. Translation. O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes, which appear to be human and so are misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial.
So, the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Paritrana sadhana vinasaya ca duskita. So, two purposes. When God incarnates, He has got two missions. One mission is Paritrana sadhana and vinasaya. One mission is to deliver the faithful, devotees, sadhu. Sadhu means saintly person. The sadhu, I have explained several times, sadhu means devotee. Sadhu does not mean the worldly honesty or dishonesty, morality or immorality. It has nothing to do with material activity. It is simply spiritual, sadhu. But sometimes we derive sadhu, a person's material goodness, morality. But actually sadhu means in the transcendental platform, those who are engaged in devotional service. Sagunam samatitta etam. Sadhu is transcendental to the material qualities. The paritrana sadhana. The paritrana means to deliver. Now, if a sadhu is already delivered, is on the transcendental platform, then what is the necessity of delivering him? This is it. Therefore, this word is used, virambana. It is dual. It is contradictory. It appears to be contradictory. If the sadhu is already delivered, transcendental position means he is no longer under the control of the three material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and evil. Because it is clearly stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Sagunan samatitta ita. He transcends the material quality, the sadhu, devotee. Then where is the question of deliverance? The deliverance, he does not require deliverance, a sadhu. But because he is very much anxious to see the Supreme Lord eye to eye, that is his inner desire, therefore Krishna comes. Not for deliverance, he is already delivered. He is already delivered from the material life. But to satisfy him, Krishna is always just like a devotee wants to satisfy the Lord in all respects. Similarly, more than the devotee, the Lord wants to satisfy the devotee. This is the exchange of lovingness. It's like in your ordinary dealings also. If you love somebody, you want to satisfy him or her. Similarly, she or he also wants to reciprocate. So if that reciprocation or loving affair is there in this material world, how much it is greatly elevated in the spiritual world. So, there is a verse that sadhu is my heart and I am also the sadhu's heart. The sadhu is always thinking of Krishna and Krishna is always thinking of his devotee, sadhu. So, the appearance and disappearance of Lord within this material world, that is called Chikilsitam. What is the word meaning of Chikilsitam?
Pastimes.
Pastimes. It is Krishna's pastime that it comes. When he comes, of course, he wants something. The work is to give protection to the sadhu and to kill the asadhu. But both the activities are his pastime. He is not envious. He cannot be envious. The killing of the demons, that is also his affection. Just like sometimes we punish our children, we give a very strong slap. That is not out of love. There is love. So when Krishna kills the demon, the business is not on the platform of material jealousy or enviousness. No. Therefore, it is mentioned in the Shastra that even the demons who are killed by Lord, they also get immediate salvation. The result is the same. Just like Putana was killed. Putana wanted to kill Krishna. But who can kill Krishna? That is not possible. She was killed. But what was the result? The result was that she got the position of Krishna's mother. Krishna accepted her as his mother. She came with poison-coated nipple, that Krishna will suck my nipple and the child will die immediately. But that is not possible. She was killed. Krishna sucked the nipple and the life altogether. But Krishna took the bright side, that this woman, demon, she came to kill me, but somehow or other I have sucked her breast milk, so she is my mother. She is my mother. So she got the position of mother. These are explained in the Bhagavatam. Uddhav explained to Viru that Krishna is so kind, God is so kind. Even the person who wanted to kill him with poison, she was accepted as mother. Such a kind God, Krishna, that whom shall I worship other except Krishna? This example is given. So actually, Krishna has no enemy. He is Krishna. Najasya Kaschit Dvaita. Dvaita means favor. Nobody is favored. Najasya Kaschit Dvaita Stikarihuchit Deshyasya. And nobody is his enemy. But who can be enemy, who can be friend? Suppose we create friends, we expect some benediction or some profit from this friend. And enemy means we expect some harmful activities by the enemy. But Krishna is so perfect that nobody can do any harm to Krishna, neither anybody can give anything to Krishna. So where is the necessity of friend and enemy? There is no necessity. Therefore it is stated here, Najasya Kaschit Dvaitasti. He doesn't require anyone's favor. He is complete. I may be very poor man. I expect some friend's favor, somebody's favor. But that is my expectation because I am imperfect. I am not full. I am deficient in so many ways. So I am needy. Always. Therefore, I want to create some friend, and similarly, I hate the enemy. So Krishna is being the supreme. Nobody can do any harm to Krishna, nobody can give anything to Krishna. So why we are offering Krishna so much comfort. We are dressing Krishna, we are decorating Krishna, we are giving nice food to Krishna. The idea is try to understand that Krishna does not require your nice dress or nice flower or nice food. Krishna does not require. But if you give him, then you become beautiful. It is Krishna's favor that is accepting. The example is given just like if you decorate the original person, the reflection of the person in the mirror, it also appears decorated. So we are reflection. In the Bible also it is said that man is made after the image of God. So our, as Krishna is a transcendental, he has got 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head. So man is made after God, means we are reflection of the image of God. Not that we manufacture and imagine some form according to our form. The Mayapur philosophy is that. It is called anthropomorphism. They say that because the absolute truth is impersonal, but because we are persons, we imagine that absolute truth is also person. That's the opposite. Actually, that is not the fact. We have got this personal form as reflection of God. So, in the reflection, if the original person is benefited, the reflection is also benefited. That is the difference. The reflection is also benefited. So, if you decorate Krishna, then you become devoted. If you satisfy Krishna, then you become satisfied. If you offer nice food to Krishna, then you eat them. Perhaps those who are outside the temple, they have never imagined such nice food stuff. But because it is being offered to Krishna, we have got the opportunity to take it. This is the plan. So you try to satisfy Krishna in all respects, then he will be satisfied in all respects. Krishna does not require your service, but he kindly accepts. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Krishna is asking you that you surrender unto me. It does not mean that Krishna is lacking one servant, and if you surrender, then he will be prohibited. Krishna can create millions of servants by his only desire. So that is not point. But if you surrender to Krishna, you become saved. You become saved. That is your duty. Krishna says, aham kva sarva pape bhava kveshave. You are suffering here. Just like without any shelter. You see, so many people are in the street, no aim, no light. You go in this side, you see so many boys and girls without lettering, do not know what to do, all confused. But if you take shelter of Krishna, then you know, oh, I have got now shelter. There is no more confusion. There is no more hopelessness. You can understand it very well. And I receive so many letters daily, how they are hopeful in Krishna consciousness. So, Krishna has come here as descended to collect some servants. That's not required. If we agree, instead of becoming Krishna's servant, we are servant of so many things. We are servant of our senses and sense activities. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moho. Actually, the whole world is serving the senses. servant of the senses, Godas. But if we engage the senses in the service of Krishna, then we shall no longer remain the servant of the senses, we shall be the master of the senses. Because we shall not allow our senses to be engaged otherwise. That strength we shall get. And then we shall be saved. So here Kunti Devi is describing that your appearance in this material world is not misleading, bewildered. We are thinking that Krishna has got some mission, some purpose, therefore he has appeared. No, it is his pastime. It is pastime. Just like sometimes the governor goes to inspect the prisoner. He has no business to go to the prisoner house. He is getting report from the superintendent. He doesn't. Still, sometimes he comes. Let me see how they are doing. It is called pastime. It is his free will, not that he has become subjected to the prison law and he has to come to the prison. No, not that. But if the prisoners think, oh, here the governor is also in the prison, so here he comes. Here he comes. I am also governor. The rascal thinks like that. Because Krishna has come, descended, avatar, so I am also. And this rascaldom is going on. So, here it is said, Naveda Kasti Bhagavan. Nobody knows what is the purpose of your appearance and disappearance. Nobody knows. So, Tama Ihamanasa Minam Vinambaram. It is brilliant. Nobody can understand what is the real purpose. The real purpose is his free will. Let me go and see. He doesn't require to come to kill the demons. There are so many agents. If there is a strong wind, thousands of demons can be killed in a moment. So Krishna does not require to come to kill the demons. And he does not require also to come to give protection to the devotee. By simply will, everything is there. But he takes a pleasure at time. Let me go and see. Sometimes he wants to fight. Because the fighting spirit is also there in Krishna. Otherwise, where we get, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, all the qualities of Krishna in minute quantity, they are within us. We are a sample of Krishna. But where from we get this fighting spirit? The fighting spirit is there in Krishna. Therefore, just like sometimes big man or kings, they engage some wrestler to fight. They pay the wrestler to fight with the king. But he is not enemy. He is giving pleasure to the king by fight, mock fighting. Similarly, when Krishna wants to fight, who will fight with him? Some of his devotees, great devotee will fight with him. Not ordinary. Just like a king, if he wants to practice mock fighting, some very exalted fighter, wrestler will engage. Similarly, that is also service, because Krishna wants to fight. And therefore, some of his devotees come down to become his enemy. Just like Joy Vision. These Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaka. Do you think they are ordinary living entity? If that Nishangadev, God himself has come to kill him, do you think they are ordinary? No, they are not ordinary. They are devotees. But Krishna wanted to fight in the Vaikuntha world. There is no possibility of fight because everywhere everyone they are engaged in Krishna service, with whom he will fight. Therefore, he sends some devotee in the garb of enemy, and Krishna comes here to fight with him. At the same time, to teach us that becoming enemy of Krishna is not very profitable. Better become friend. That is therefore it is said that Naveda Kasti Bhagavan Chiti. Nobody knows what is the purpose of your appearance and disappearance. So, Tava Yahamanasa Ninam Vinamana. You are in this world just like ordinary human being. This is believable. Therefore, ordinary man cannot believe how God can become an ordinary person like Krishna is playing. Although he was not playing ordinary person, he was playing as God whenever there was necessity. It's like he married 16,000 wives. When he married, he was one. In 16,000 girls offered surrender to Krishna, that we are now kidnapped. If we go home, nobody will marry us. That is the strict Vedic system. If an unmarried girl goes out of home, even for one night, nobody will marry. It still is good. Nobody will marry. So, this is the old system. All these 16,000 girls who are kidnapped by Bhaumasura. So they prayed to Krishna, and Krishna came, killed the Bhaumasura. They were all the girls. So, when Krishna asked them, now you can safely go to your father's house, they replied, sir, if we go back to our father's house, what will be our fate? Nobody will marry us. Because this man, this actor, they kidnapped us. Then, what do you want? Do you want that you become our husband? Krishna is so kind. Yes, immediately. That is Krishna. Now, when they were brought at home, not that 16,000 wives will have to wait for 16,000 nights to meet Krishna. Krishna expanded himself into 16,000 forms and constructed 16,000 palaces and establishments. And each palace, the description is there in there. There is Bhagavan. So those rascals, they cannot understand. They criticize Krishna that he was very lusty. He married 16,000 wives. Even if he is lusty, he is unlimitedly lusty. Because he is unlimited. Why 16,000? If you would marry 16 millions of wives, still it is impossible. That is Krishna. So for Krishna, there is no such thing that you can accuse Krishna as lusty, sensuous. No. He showed favor to all his devotees. There are so many devotees of Krishna. Some devotees asking Krishna to become her husband. Some devotees asking Krishna to become his friend. Some devotees asking Krishna to become his son. And some devotees asking to become his